am feeling 100% better. Still running a very, very low grade fever, so I'm grounded to my house still. But let's do some terrible tarot card readings. I already have a few people on my list for today, and for those of you guys that had aura drawings or that have shadow work reads, I will reschedule y'all for this week. Don't worry, okay? So, in case you guys didn't know, I don't read tarot. I don't read tarot. However, someone sent me this amazing Garbage Pail Kids deck. So, I thought, what better time to read some terrible tarot cards? Basically, you're getting a channeled read with some awesome tarot cards. Right here on Labor Day. I don't know about y'all, but it's already like 100 degrees here where I'm at. So, yeah, it's kind of gross. It's kind of gross. All right. So, let me get to my list here already. If you guys would like to grab a ticket, there are still a few left. Well, there are several left. Let me say that because I have 3. All right. Let me get this in the order that they came in. All right. Miss Bitsy Kiko is first. I am feeling a ton better. And let me just say this. Thank you guys so much for all the well wishes and being so sweet and so fantastic to me. I really appreciate it. I am not one of those witches that tells you not to pray for me, because here's the thing. Prayer is the same thing as meditation, as motivation, as juju, as vibes, as all that stuff. If you're sending me all the good prayers and vibes, I'm down. I'll take them. If you're not sending me the good vibes, then you can just fuck right off. But, yeah, I feel fantastic for having the COVID. So, are we ready, Miss Bitsy? Yeah. I have to tell you guys, I cannot wait to show you the artwork on these cards. All right, Bitsy. You're going to fling out all the cards at me here. See, I don't read tarot, but I know enough. So I'm like, oh, Lord, why you got to do this? Why you got to do this? Let's see what this one is. Okay. So you flung out a whole bunch in a row right here. And I set this other one aside because, well, I'll just put it down here. Oh, girl. You are my very first read with these cards ever. I have not even pulled a card for myself with these. So you get the place of honor here, being able to, yeah. You ready for this? So you flung this card over here by itself. This is the Hierophant. I never can say it right, but it's upside down. So right away, that tells me that you're on unsure footing. You aren't quite sure what it is you're doing, where you're going. You're questioning if you're making the right decisions or not. But you're not quite all the way to this, like, completely upside down. I feel like shit. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to pause because it's like this. It's Swapperjaw, okay? So let's talk about all these other cards that popped out, because you had a fucking stack. A stack. Y'all been watching me shuffle, okay? So we're going to start with the bottom, okay? We're going to start with the one on the bottom because they were all stacked up like this. So this is actually the one that came out first. This would be the Star. And I'm showing you guys how fantastic these fucking cards look because they're just fucking cool, okay? So you start off with the Star. Even though you feel like you have no idea what's going on, like you're kind of adrift, I'm not sure where I'm going, I'm just going to throw everything at it and hope something splats. This card right here tells me that you also know at the same time that you're on the right path. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're going where you're supposed to be going. You don't know how you know because you feel like everything is all fucked up, but you know you're going in the right direction. It gets better. It gets better. Okay? Because in knowing, hey, Miss Joy, how are you? Let me do this. So if you guys are watching me on TikTok, please know that I am also streaming live on YouTube in case we continue to get the red dot of death, okay? Just so you guys know. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I even rearranged my entire office so I wouldn't have this problem. Still have this problem. Yeah, it is what it is. All right. Ready? Even though you have no idea where you're going, you feel like things are all amiss, everything is upside down, fucked up, you know you're going in the right direction. You know that you're supposed to be moving forward. You're supposed to be doing the things you're doing. But like I said, it gets better. So here's the thing. In trusting this gut feeling that you've got right here, I'm going to show you these other cards, okay? Because these were all on top of each other. In trusting this feeling and trusting that you know where you're going and where you're supposed to go, the next card is the Wheel of Fortune. Self-explanatory. If you know exactly where you're going and you're paying attention to the light that's being shown and just continuing to move forward, everything is going to go exactly how it's supposed to go. All of those things that you're seeking out, all of the things that you're trying to find, all of the things that you are reaching toward, even though you don't know what you're reaching toward, is heading your way. This is a lot of abundance. This is a lot of change. This is a lot of shifting. And so I want you to look at this card very specifically, because there's a lot of imagery on this card. Okay? You don't have to know where you're going. And let me just tell you this. Sometimes you hit the best spots on the journey when you don't know where you're going. When you're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna fling stuff this way and go that way and follow it. Now, you ready for the next two cards? Because these two, so they came out like this. Like this one was on top and then this one. Okay? Ready for the next one? Because in going where you're going and just moving forward and flinging everything at the wall, the next card is actually the Tower. So, in flinging everything at the wall and moving forward and just going where you're supposed to go, there's a Tower moment coming. I'm just letting you know. Now, most people are like, oh God, it's a fucking Tower card. But you know what? Sometimes the Tower cards need to happen. The Tower moments need to happen. Okay? So I know that when I picked up this card, you were like, fuck! You know, but it needs to happen. We need to have Tower moments. We have to. Because if we're just cruising along and everything is hunky-dory, peachy keen, A, we're never going to learn anything. And B, we're never going to gain anything. You have to lose shit to gain shit. You see what I'm saying? You have to lose things that are no longer for you to gain things that are for you. So, don't let this bother you, especially after these two cards. And here's why. Because if you have this card right here, you're going in the right direction, you're trusting your gut. You have to have some things exit your life. You just have to. You just have to. But here's the best thing. This is the card that was on the top. Are you ready? Are you ready? Can't make this shit up. And you're going to find this really, really funny because we still have a certain appointment that you and I need to reschedule. And I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. Are you ready? This is the Devil card. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Bitsy poo. Sometimes you can't be all love and light. Sometimes people need to fuck around and find out. Sometimes you have to have this devil moment and get to the darker side of things. And trusting your path and getting all of the abundance and removing the things that are no longer for you, you're going to have some anger. I'm just letting you know. You're going to have a lot of anger. Because you're going to realize that where you've been so nice and kind and you've been getting off track because you've been so nice and kind, people have been taking advantage of every aspect of you. So there will no longer be a whole bunch of nice Miss Bitsies running around. I'm just letting you know. And the final card that I drew over here for you, are you ready? Because you can't make this shit up, okay? Is the moon. The moon is all about the shadow aspect of you. The moon is all about the darkness. The moon is all about the opposite of where you've been. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. You can't make this shit up. So, don't be stressing about this. Don't be stressing about not knowing where you're going. Don't be stressing about things being wrong or not feeling like you have a plan. Not feeling like you have a path. You know why? I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I love you right back. And I will email you. I will email you because we have some things to discuss and chat about. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys for all the gifts. I really appreciate it. All right. Miss Ankita is next. Let me refresh my list a little bit here. If you guys would like to get a ticket, there are still tickets available. Yes, they are on YouTube, so you guys can watch them at any time. So if you have things to do, no big deal. You can come back and watch yours later. Thank you guys for all the compliments. I appreciate it. I felt good enough last night that I recolored my hair. Actually folded laundry. I must really be ill. I folded 5 baskets of laundry last night. I must be super ill. I hate folding laundry. Thank you, sugar. I appreciate that so much. Well, you know what? Hopefully this decides to update. I don't know what it's doing. I refreshed my list and I just froze the whole website. You need some Lurlane? I need to get her page back up to where she can go live on her page. So, you know, I don't get this page banned because people are assholes, you know? Well, I would okay. All right. I set that card down and went, woo! Yeah. So, if you guys don't ever join me on Monday evenings, please make sure you do, because I have a special announcement this evening for you guys. Yeah. Hopefully my list will refresh. I don't know what it's doing here right now. I looked over here and it just says very hot weather. There's not even a temperature over here. It's just literally very hot weather. Okay. That's what? What? Gotta love it. All right. You cannot make this shit up. Oh my God. Okay, you ready? You ready? Yeah? All right. So you have 2 cards, and then this one in the middle decided it was going to spin and do a little thing, so it's sideways, and then you have 2 more back here at the end. So, start off with the 5 of coins. I'm going to show you guys these up close and personal because these cards are gorgeous. If you guys are tarot readers, highly recommend it. All right. You've been feeling a little shut out lately. Not only have you been feeling a little shut out lately, but it's almost like the people that you used to be able to count on suddenly aren't there. Not only are they not there, but they just, it's like they're there and you can see them through the window, but they don't want to do shit to help you. Ready for this next one? This is also the Tower card. So with the Tower card, in seeing all of this, and having people that are supposed to be there and actually not there. You've had kind of a tower moment where we realize when we're at our lowest and at our highest who our friends actually are. When we're at our lowest, the people that actually help us and the ones that turn their back, we take every single one of us takes stock of who that is. When we're at our lowest, we take stock of who goes, let me help you. Here's this, here's that, what can I do, whatever. And those that are like, don't answer the phone. They don't text you back. They don't have time for you. And the problem is, when we're at our lowest and we have that problem, we have a tower moment because we're like, okay, you're supposed to be my friend. I'm having an issue. You always come to me with your issues, and now you don't want to talk to me. I got you. The same thing also goes when we're at our highest, when we have a lot of things going on. Say you were to win the lottery. Say you get $10 million. How many people are going to come out of the woodwork suddenly? Remember all this stuff I did for you? Where's my handout? So, what's funny is this. This is the card that spun around everywhere. This is the 9 of Cups. I'm going to turn it up so you guys can see it really good because it's a really cool card. But this is the 9 of Cups. And this one literally did a spin until it came sideways like this. So right now, you're trying to decide what to do. My hair is too. So I'm just letting you guys know. You're trying to decide what to do, what way to go. Should you continue to be friends with these people? Should you cut them off? You're full on in the middle of this tower moment and trying to decide where to move forward. You're picking through the ashes of the tower and really looking around going, okay, all right. So I've still got these pillars over here. These are the people that have helped me. These are the people that I care about, the people that are going to, always be there. And then you've got all of this ash over here. And so you're trying to decide what to do with the ash. Do I pour some water on it, plant some seeds, rebuild those relationships, or do I get a bulldozer and shove that shit off a cliff? I mean, I'm kind of opting for that one, but that's just the way I am. You know, that old saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Just saying what I'm saying. But, ready? The next card you have is this. This is the Hermit. So this is where you're going. Okay? This is where you're going. You need to take some time and just be you for a little bit. Figure this out. How big of a bulldozer do you actually want? I mean, I opt for the biggest bulldozer most of the time, but, how big a bulldozer do you actually want? You need to spend some time with just you, okay? The people that are over here in this ash pile, that are in the ash of the tower, that have completely fucked up and they seem like you don't exist, you don't need to talk to them right now. In fact, you need to flip the script on them. You need to be the one that doesn't answer when they call, that doesn't text them right back, because you've always been the one to do that. When they call, you answer. When they text, you text them right back. It's time for you to take care of you. The Hermit isn't just about getting away from everybody. The Hermit isn't just a bad card. The Hermit is a good card. I spent the weekend being a hermit. It was fantastic. It's weird, but it's fantastic. You need to spend some time being a hermit. Don't be discussing anything with those people that don't want to be here when you're having your tower moment. They don't want to help you prop anything up. And so here's where I said, you can't make this shit up. Here's where I said, you can't make this shit up. You also, at the end, have the Devil card. Now, this right here. Sometimes we realize when we go through this tower moment, when we have to figure out what we're doing with all of those people that didn't want to help us, and when we're going through this hermit phase. When we go through the hermit phase, we start to really, really pay attention. Not only do we really pay attention to things, but we really come to some hardcore truths. Hence this right here. So, I'm just saying what I'm saying. That card right there on the end represents a complete night and day change. Not only a complete night and day change, this is you entering a much stronger era. This is you entering a much more in tune with yourself era. I know that it hurts. I know that this hurts. I know it hurts a lot. I know that this hurts a lot as well. I'll wait till it comes back on. Guess I'm gonna have to go get a new phone. I just don't want to. There we go. All right. I know that these two hurt. I paused because I saw that it was a red dot of death there. I know that these two hurt. I know they hurt badly when they happen. But it showed you who your true friends are, who your true soul tribe is. So, go be the hermit for a little bit and come back completely revamped. Come back completely revamped. Okay? I'm just saying what I'm saying. All right. And now I've got to fix my list again because I don't know what this just did. I know Christine is next. I'm just trying to get this to do what it was. I don't know what it's fucking doing. All right, so we're just going to do this. All right. Miss Christine is next. Woo, okay. Christine's throwing cards too. You and Bitsy throwing cards. You're welcome, sugar. Don't know why this is doing what it's doing, but it is driving me up the wall. Do you have to practice? Do you have to learn tarot to practice witchcraft? Of course not. Of course not. And no, you don't have to practice witchcraft to learn tarot. But here's the thing. If you're wanting to learn either one, don't just learn from anybody. Okay? Don't just learn from anybody. And that includes me. Don't just learn from anybody. If you're wanting to learn anything about spirituality, about reading cards, about divination, about anything at all, okay? Pay attention. Watch several people. Watch a whole bunch of people. Look at how they speak. Look at how they carry themselves. Look at the things that they teach. Look at everything that they do. Look at what they teach. Take a single class, like a standalone class, and see if you like their way of teaching. If you don't, that is not the teacher for you. Myself included. Would I love to teach everybody? Yes. Do I know that I am not the teacher for everybody? Yep. Yep. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. But pay attention, because you're going to find yourself, and this is rampant on social media, you're going to find yourself looking at people and taking classes from people that have no fucking idea what they are doing. They have no fucking idea what they are doing. To be honest, in a witchcraft practice, the people that actually teach are usually those people that have reached crone status. The maidens are up to... Traditionally, maidens are up to the point that you become a mother. And then You have the mother phase where you are raising children, you are teaching your children, you are teaching the next generation. And then when you get to the point where you no longer are able to have children, etc., and you give up this caring for everybody else and you become an elder, you become the crone, those are the people that teach everyone else, that pass their life knowledge on to everyone else. So really, technically, physically, you can't even become a crone until you're in probably your 40s or 50s. Just depends. Sometimes late 30s. But yeah. So, yeah. No, Sass, I haven't. I'm doing Christine. So the 3 I had on my list when I started were Christine, Ankita, and Bitsy. So according to what my list is saying now, Ariana is next. We'll say that. We'll say that. Okay. All right, Christine, you ready? After my little spiel there. So you threw out 2 cards at me. Okay. And because of what these 2 cards are, okay, let me just say that I have a feeling this has to deal with relationship-wise, okay? Because these 2 came out together. You have the Emperor, and then you also have the Empress. I haven't looked at the Empress card yet, sorry. You have the Emperor card. I love that he is the exploding head. Okay? Then you have the Empress card. So, the fact that these came out like this, with her on top, actually with her on bottom, excuse me, this right here tells me that this is a relationship read. Okay? Right now, this is you. This would be your dude. The issue with this is they came out together. That is good and bad at the same time. Okay? With them coming out together, this tells me, let's start with the good, okay? Let's do the good and then the bad. We'll sandwich it. So the good part of this right here is that the 2 of you are like this. The 2 of you came out together. Neither one of you is upside down. Together, okay? He is on top where you are down here. So the bad part of this is that you kind of feel a little oppressed by either him, his ways of being, maybe he's not paying attention. There's something about the way that he's acting lately that you just don't feel like you are on top anymore. You don't feel like there's even footing. You feel completely underneath. The other good thing about this, though, is because neither one of these were upside down, that relationship is strong and it's going to continue to stay strong. Okay? The next card you have is the Page of Cups. So, this one right here, it's kind of representative of 2 things in this reading. One, it's representative of Kiddo, okay? Because he has been the one that has filled your cup for so long. He has been the one that has filled your cup for so long. You have filled his cup, he has filled your cup, and it's kind of kept everything going. So therefore, you weren't worried about this balance because you had something else to focus on. So this balance didn't really matter. So the more out of balance it got, you didn't pay attention because you were focused here. Now, you have the Star. The thing about this one right here is that now you're starting to be focused here. You're starting to be focused here again. You're starting to look for your path. You're starting to look for your place. You're starting to look for where you're supposed to be going, why you're here, why you're not here. So, yeah. The problem with this is no longer there. This is no longer there. You feel like you're free falling. Like a shooting star that's not quite landing where it's supposed to land. It's just continuing to go. Like it's just going. So more like a comet than actually a star. But as you continue to move and as you continue to go and as you continue to just rocket forward, you're going to have to be really careful. okay? Because with this right here, you have to be careful that this doesn't start to do that. This is really strong and it's not going anywhere. But with this rocketing forward, here's why you have to be careful. Because this right here is the 9 of Wands. So if you fracture yourself too much by trying to figure out your path, it can and will damage this. So I am gonna draw one more card, okay? Because even though I drew 5, I am gonna draw one more card. You're gonna have to be really, really careful on this path to make sure that you don't fracture yourself too much. And of course, 2 cards. Of course you have to have 2 cards. Both cups. You have the 5 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. So, don't focus too much on this. Don't focus too much on this. Because by focusing too much on that Page of Cups and focusing too much on your path, you're going to end up being split in a couple of different directions. One, where you feel like you're not doing enough for that Page of Cups and you feel like you need to do too much. And therefore, you're going to stretch yourself thin and cause problems here. The other part is this. If you focus too much here, then you're going to find that you have too many cups and you just can't fill all of them. So what I'm talking about here is something that everybody, literally every single person, myself included, goes through this multiple times. But when you first hit your spiritual path, here's what happens. You realize that the spiritual world out here is massive. You realize that there is so damn much. It's not even funny. And you want to learn all of it. Even the stuff you're like, I don't really care about that and I don't want to learn it, but I want to learn it. So you start to delve in too far. So the problem with that is it puts you on your path. Yes. Okay, that's not a problem. But the good part is it puts you on your path. The problem is that when it puts you on your path, you start to fracture yourself too much because you're like, oh, well, I know I started learning this. I started learning about crystals, but now I want to learn about herbs. And now I also want to learn about palm reading. And now I also want to learn how to read cards. And I also want to learn divination. And I also want to, wait, what about these stones? What if I use these stones with this candle? You see what I'm saying? You start to get fractured with all the stuff you want to learn. That can also cause problems with this. Because if you fracture yourself too much, you don't have enough time for this. You see what I'm saying? So, this right here is the key. I know that when you have a relationship for a very long time, sometimes you kind of get a little resentful. Well, you always come home and fall asleep, or you always are working, or, you're always doing this or whatever. But when you have a relationship that you've been in for that long, this is not only your grounding, but it's your strength. It's your strength. So, make some time every day for just this. Even if it's just when the 2 of you go to bed and you're laying in bed, just hold hands. Just hold hands. That's it. The 2 of you are each other's strength. Okay? The 2 of you are each other's grounding, are each other's energy. Okay? So make all the time for this. All of this will fall into place exactly when it's supposed to. Okay? I'm glad that you understood all of that. Aww. I love that. I love that. I assume it was a good date. Yeah. Hey, Mercy. I am feeling a little better. Actually, I'm feeling a lot better. I still have a little bit of the Tina Turner voice going on, but that's okay. These are new cards, and they're kind of acting up a little bit because, yeah. Miss Ariana. All right, fine. Fine, you won't throw cards at me too? Okay. Here, I said they were acting up, and now they're like really acting up. Hi, Mac. How are you? You found me. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate that. All right. Ready, Miss Ariana? What do you do with new cards? Use them? Well, there's a lot of different things you can do. Let me do a video because I have a couple of decks of brand new cards that, yeah. How about that? Y'all hear the helicopter? That's fun. I rearranged my office, so at least now, where I have all my herbs in my jars, they don't rattle. Yeah. Aw, thank you, Black Tea. I love you too, sweetie. All right, here we go, Miss Ariana. So you start off with the 10 of Cups. So right now, everything seems to be just peachy keen rainbows. Everything seems like it's falling into place exactly how it's supposed to. Even some of the things that are falling to the wayside, that are falling off of your path and so on. Everything seems to be just doing what it's supposed to be doing. So, you're kind of looking around because you have learned the way that life is, in that when everything's going great, suddenly, you know, when's the other shoe going to drop? When is somebody going to yank the fucking rug out from under me? So that's kind of like where you're at right now. Everything is good, but a shaky good. You're not quite sure what's up with it. Now, you have let me say this. You're right to feel that way. You are right to feel that way. So this one part of my bangs is just pissing me off. Okay. Is what it is. You're right to feel that way, and here's why. Because the next card you have is literally the 9 of Cups. 9 of Coins, excuse me. So, this right here tells me that you are exactly right to feel this way. There is something interesting coming, and it is because you have somebody actively working against you. Like, actively working against you. Now, I don't think that this is somebody that is doing workings against you. This is just somebody, whether it's at your job, whether it's a family member, whatever it is, this is somebody that's just bad-mouthing you. They're trying to do everything they can to turn people against you. Like, this person's literally, if you open up the dictionary and you look up the word cunt, like, that's this person right here. So they're doing everything they can to shut you out of a situation, to I'm so sorry. I slept for 17 hours the other day, only getting up to go pee and take meds. So Sass is apologizing for me, but you're welcome. You're welcome. You have complete spicy Bodhi. I just want you to know that. All right. So Miss Ariana, you actively have somebody that is working against you. They are working against you on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. Okay? Now, here's the thing. I'm going to say something, but I don't want you to get upset yet. Okay? Okay? They're actually doing you a favor. They are actually doing you a favor. Hey, Shane! How are you? Shane's about to leave me and go to Kenya for a long time. And I'm going to be sad. I'm going to be sad. All right. So, here's the thing. They are actually doing you a favor. Before I get to these other cards, let me say this. Sometimes, well, let me wait till the red dot of death is done. What's up, YouTube? As soon as I go to touch my phone, it goes, oh, wait, okay. Gotta love it. All right. Got the yellow dot. Do I get a green dot? I don't get a green dot. All right. I'm going to move you guys a little closer. Have I mentioned lately that I really, really need a new phone? All right. We're just going to sit here and do this repeatedly. There we go. All right. They're doing you a favor, Ariana. I paused while that fiasco was going on. They're doing you a favor. Because this person has a lot of power behind their words and their actions. They have a lot of power behind their words and their actions. And they are fixing to cause a lot of issue in your life. They're fixing to cause a lot of grief, a lot of damage, a lot of just issues. Just issues. Okay? Not only are they going to cause a lot of issues, but you're going to have a mass exodus from your life. Okay? Now, remember when I said this person's actually doing you a favor? Oh my God, this red dot. I cannot with the red dot. We got to figure this out before this evening because I can't do this evening like this. I hate it so damn much. It is what it is. All right. So, I don't know if y'all can still hear me or see me or not, but I can't see the comments. They have frozen. So, we are going to unplug you and drop all my shit and then move you guys over here and see if this helps. Nope. Still doesn't help. Bodhi's breaking TikTok again because, yeah, that's what happens. All right. I moved you guys. We'll see. We'll see. All right. I don't know how much you heard, and now I've got to look back and forth like this, but I'm telling you, they are going to cause a lot of problems in your life. They're going to cause a mass exodus in your life, but they are doing you a favor. They are doing you a massive, massive favor by doing this. The people that they are fixing to eradicate from your life don't need to be there. Don't need to be there. Here's what's awesome. When you have someone that is bad-mouthing you and actively working against you, they're going to clear out the trash. They're going to clear out the rubbish, and they're going to clear out the trash. Not only are they going to clear out the trash, but they're going to clear out the people that are also actively working against you. That is where they're doing you the favor. Now, here's going to be my advice, okay? Because I haven't showed you this last card yet. Here's my advice. When they're doing all this stuff, when they are saying what they're saying, when they are doing everything that they need to do to fuck you over, let them. Oh, this red dot can just fuck off. Let them. Okay? Don't argue with them. Don't argue with the people that they're getting on their side. Just tell them, the people that come back and forth, I heard so-and-so said this, and I heard this, and I heard this. Just let them do what they feel they need to do. You know why? Because when you hold your head up, when you hold your head high and you don't argue and you don't stoop to their level and you just let them stir the pot and do whatever they're going to do, they are going to be the fool in the situation. They are absolutely going to be the fool. Now, it's going to suck and it's going to be hard, but in the end, they're going to come out where they are the one that looks like the absolute fool. You are going to come right back to this. Right back to everything being fantastic and amazing and you being on the exact footing that you need to be on. And they're going to be sitting over here with their pile of people that they managed to usurp from your life, looking like a fool. I'm just saying what I'm saying, sugar. So, it's going to be really hard, okay? It is. It is. When you have somebody that's actively working against you, that's doing everything that they can to make your life miserable, it's hard. It's hard to hold your head up. It's hard to continue moving forward. It's hard to do. It's hard. It is. It's really hard. But you can do it. I promise. I got you. I know you can. All right. I got to get my ass in gear or I'm not going to get through all these reads because it's already almost 3. All right. Miss Laura is next. You are welcome, sugar. Just keep your chin up. You got this. Let them think they're winning. All right. Miss Laura's just... You must have some shit you need to know about, huh? All right. So you had 2 cards come out, and then 2 cards come out, and then a single card. So this is 2 situations. It's like 2 things that are about to make a whole. All right. You ready? I know I've got the red dot over here, and I'm just going to keep reading. I'm reading on YouTube as well. So, the first 2 cards you have over here are the 9 of Wands and then the 5 of Coins. This is something that you have just absolutely removed from your life. You did kind of a stop and said, oh, got you. Okay. That is not cool. I'm not doing this anymore. You kicked a whole bunch of people out of your life. You kicked a situation out of your life. You just immediately, after you took stock of everything, went, all right, I'm not doing that anymore. You guys can just fuck off over there. And yeah, I'm going to be over here. This situation is still festering. It's still festering. Even though you remove these people from your life, even though you haven't had any contact, I imagine you've probably blocked some people and so on, even though you've cut ties, it's still festering. It's still festering, okay? Do not give it any energy and do not remove the Band-Aid. With you blocking these people and you removing these situations, stepping away from the situations, it has put a wall between you and what's going on over there. Do not remove that wall. Don't reach back out. Don't talk to them. Don't answer messages. Don't answer none of it. They need to stay over there in their little box, okay? The other situation is this. And you have the 9 of Cups. And then you have the 8 of Cups. This is just funny. I had to look at this card for a minute because it's just awesome. It's just awesome. So this is the other situation over here. Okay? The reason that I said you need to leave this situation over there is because you have so much on your plate right now. Almost too much on your plate right now. Getting rid of that was a good start, but you still have other things that you're going to have to go through and realize where, and I know this is hard to hear, okay, but you can't do everything by yourself. You can't do everything by yourself. You have to say no to some people. I know you don't want to, and I know that you know this. I know that you know this. But you have to say no to some people. You cannot continue to take on every single thing, and you cannot continue to be everything for everybody. So, Miss Laura, even though you got rid of the negative, the bad shit, you have some other stuff that's good, but it's just not for you anymore. You're going to have to let go of some things. Because of this, when you get this balance that you can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. Because when you get this balance, the negativity is gone, and you pare this down to where you actually can breathe and think and work, and this is totally the pot calling the kettle black. Like, trust me, Sass will back me up on this. When you get everything back in balance, this, my dear, is the world card. You cannot make this shit up. Just saying what I'm saying. I know it sucks to tell people that you can't do the thing that you said you were going to do. I know it sucks to not be able to do everything like you used to do. But yeah. Sass says, nobody listens to the Sass. Not even Sass. Not even Sass. So, Laura, if it helps any, Sass was just preaching this exact thing to me earlier. Just saying what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. So, pare down your to-do list. Pare down that list of things that you have told people that you would do, that you have said you would help with, and so on. And, yeah. Take a breath. Okay? You have the world right there at your disposal. You really do. But right now, everything around you is so cluttered that you can't see it. So, just clear the table a little bit. As I look around and see that I need to clean my desk off. Again. Again. Alright. Miss Nikki is next. Well, I'll have to do these again, Sammy, because I love these cards. I'm probably going to have to do a little work with them so they shuffle a little better, but yeah. Aw, you're so sweet, Sammy. All right. I love these cards. Y'all, I cannot wait for you to see these. I love these. I was a big Garbage Pail fan back in the 80s. Like, I had 4 or 5 photo albums full of them. I have no idea what happened to them. I wish I still had them. But yeah, I loved Garbage Pail Kids. Love Garbage Pail Kids. So. The first card you threw at me, girl, is Strength. And it was Whopper Jawed. I'm going to show you up front like this. But it was Whopper Jawed. Okay? Okay? The next card is the 7 of Wands. All right. We're going to talk about those. Then we're going to talk about these. So, let me just say this. Seeing this card come up first and being Whopper Jawed and then having this card come up next, it tells me that you just went through like some absolutely horrendous shit. You have gone through some absolutely horrendous shit. To the point that You literally feel like you are this just blob of right now. You know, when your energy is so depleted that even though you know you're a person, you feel like a person, you're still walking on two legs, you just kind of feel like you're just oozing along. Like you get home and you just relax so much and you're just like, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly where you're at right now. It's been so much for so long, just like compiling one thing on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. And you feel like you are swatting so many fucking flies all the time that you can't even keep your fly swatters from breaking at this point. It's just so much. It's just so much. But here's the thing. Because you've been doing that for so long, it's become the norm. Not only because you've been doing it for so long has it become the norm, but now that it's starting to kind of wane, you're finding other things to have a problem with, even though there's no problem there. Because swatting the flies is comfortable. It's normal. So when things are starting to go good, as they are, you're looking for things and finding things to be angry at. But the problem is, there is nothing else to be angry at. All of the stuff to be angry at and to swat out of your life has already happened. There might be some remnants, don't get me wrong. There might be some remnants. You know, just little bitty things, life things. But everything is actually starting to finally go good. Starting to go up, 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 up. Okay? Quit looking for things that are wrong. Quit looking for things that are wrong. Because it's getting in your way. And it will cause problems with this. And like I said, you can't make this shit up. I say it all the time. You can't make this shit up. It will cause problems with this as you go forward. Stop looking for things that are wrong. Because everything is not only starting to go right now, it's going to continue to go right. Not only is it going to continue to go right, but all of the things that you've been manifesting are about to start coming your way. They're about to start literally falling in your lap to where you're going to feel like you've finally taken that queen mentality, where you finally are like, fuck yes, I'm on top of my fucking game. But you can't get there if you keep looking for things that are wrong. You have to let it go. Sometimes letting those things go are the hardest things to do. We get so caught up in what other people are doing. We get so caught up with the shit that's been wrong. We get so caught up with, okay, well, I cleared all of this, but there's still this little bit, and I want to take care of that. No, don't care about that. Who cares about that? Okay? Because of this. Honey, you've been on the right path for a long time. That's why things are starting to get better and better and better. This is the Wheel of Fortune card. Everything is starting to get better and better and better. Okay? So, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because you have knuckled down and you have done your manifestations. You have put in the work, and everything is going to start getting rewarded. All of this shit, all of this crazy bad shit that you've been going through is because you were knuckling down and doing the fucking work. That's why you had to go through the shit. That's why all of your manifestations and all of this amazing queen energy are fixing to come your way. So, honey, stop trying to find stuff that's wrong when nothing is wrong. Okay? Just let all that shit be back there. Just let all that shit be back there. Okay? You got this. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. All right. Miss Melanie is next. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. I will say, and I actually was talking to one of my best friends in Seattle, Billy. I was talking to her about this earlier, that sometimes we have to grieve parts of our life, even the parts that were shitty. We have to grieve those parts because we were in that part for a while. It is who it is. It was who it was. Was what it was. It is what it is. You have to grieve it. Because if you don't, it's just going to sit there and fester. All right, ready? I love these cards. I love these cards. All right, Miss Melanie. Here we go. Here we go. I know it's freezing back and forth. I will fix it before my live tonight. I am streaming on YouTube, so I don't know if you guys can hear me over there, but yeah. Please make sure you follow me on YouTube. I have no idea why it's freezing. I probably just need to restart my phone. So yeah. Besides the fact that I just need a new phone. There's that. Yeah, gotta love it. Fucking hate it. Piece of creep. Just is what it is. Alright. Just when I think it's gonna go. Yeah. Alright. So, Miss Melanie, you start off with the 5 of Cups. So this right here tells me that, you've been hemorrhaging things lately. You've been hemorrhaging money. You've been hemorrhaging people. You've been hemorrhaging energy. And when I say, y'all know exactly what I don't need to explain that. Y'all know exactly what I meant when I say hemorrhaging money and stuff. Like, we all go through phases where it's like, we cannot stop paying bills or stop with shit fucking up or whatever. That's where you're at. You are just in this phase where it's like you are hemorrhaging money. But at the same time, you've been happy. I know that sounds weird to be hemorrhaging money and energy and stuff, but still be happy. Okay? Still be happy. You're finding out who you are. And I would not be surprised to know if you haven't been reconnecting to family and some ancestors and so on. I'm just going to say it is what it is. It is what it is. I know that sucks. And the other part is it will happen again some other time. It just does. Everybody goes through it. I love that you've been reconnecting with some ancestors. That makes me really happy. So let's talk about these next 2 cards, because you have 2 and 2. Okay? With this has come something very interesting. With getting back to knowing your ancestors, I have this feeling that you have found out some very interesting things about where you've come from. Because you have the Empress, and then the High Priestess. And these 2 are 2 extremely powerful women in your life, in your lineage, etc. Whether this is maternal or whether this is paternal, you have really got some amazing, powerful, feminine energy that is flowing down through the ancestral line to you. It's utterly fantastic. So in you getting back to yourself and clearing out some of this bullshit and finding these women. And what's funny is I think that you kind of knew a little bit about them, but you didn't know this level about them. So I don't know if you just recently did some ancestry stuff, if you did some 24andMe, whatever it is. Keep digging a little bit, because I think that the more you dig, the more you're going to find out about yourself, about your family line, about your strengths, about everything. And don't underestimate the power that you hold in you from all of this. Hey, Xander, how are you, sugar? I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you. One thing about these two cards coming out together like this, after talking about finding some ancestors that, ancestral powers, etc., is this. Our DNA has memory. Our DNA has memory. Hey, Adam, how are you, sugar? Our DNA has memory. As you start learning, and this is for everybody for just a minute, okay? As you start learning about your past, as you start learning about your ancestors, about where you come from, about what they practiced, what they did, where their talents lied, etc., you're going to have your mind blown repeatedly, because you're going to find things that your ancestors did and you're going to go, oh my God, I do that. No one taught me how to do that. I just do it. You're going to have those things happen all the time. And it's utterly fantastic when it happens. So continue to fall down that rabbit hole, Miss Melanie, and continue to learn about all of this. But the reason I mentioned that our ancestors, that our DNA has memory, is because as that DNA is passed down to you, you have this DNA in you. You have this amazing feminine power inside you. It flows through your veins the same as it flowed through theirs. Don't discount it and don't waste it. Okay? Now, these next two cards are kind of interesting. Because where you've had all of this stuff going on, and now you have all of this, you have a Chariot moment coming, okay? Be careful that you don't run with this energy way too much, okay? Be careful. Because you also have the Temperance card. So in finding out about where you come from, you're going to have this tendency, and we all go through this, to really take it and run. Just blast off and run with it. But you have to take it in moderation, okay? Rome wasn't built in a day. Learn what you can. Do a little bit every single day. And have some temperance when it comes to pushing these things into practice. Okay? If you don't, you're going to overwhelm yourself. And you're going to come right back to this. Okay? I hope that made sense, Miss Melanie. All right. Alex is next. Hey, Gigi, I am feeling better. Yes, yes. I don't know if I'll be doing a full Reiki session tonight or not, but I'm feeling a lot better. All right, Alex is going to pull out 3 cards right at the beginning. Got you. Yeah, 100% better than where I was. Still grounded in my house. All right, Alex, here we go. Actually, we need to do it this way because that one came out first, and then that one, and then that one. I love you, Sass. I just want you to know. All right. Ready? I'm glad you guys loved my plants. All right. So you had 3 cards that came out at the very beginning. It's interesting. You have the Moon, and then the Empress, and then the High Priestess. Now, normally I would think that, okay, maybe I didn't shuffle very good, but I shuffled the shit out of those cards for them to come back out like this. They came out like that, with the Moon on top and these 2 on the bottom. Yours is a slightly different, because these are 3 different people in your life right here. These are 3 different people in your life. One tends to take all the negative. They tend to be like the negative Nancy. They just, everything is bad. They have all of the negativity that they want to talk about all the time. Every time something good happens, they want to talk about the bad side of it. They're just that person that kind of drains all the energy. Okay? The next person is a little spoiled. They want to talk about how they're in charge. They know everything. They don't really want to listen very much. Instead, they just kind of want to push, we're going to do this because I said we're doing this. I don't care what y'all want to do. And then you have this third person over here who, they know the things, but they're letting that second person run the show for some reason. They know how to do everything, and they're just allowing that second person to walk all over them. In fact, the first person is also allowing the second person to walk all over them. But that third person, the one that's represented with the High Priestess, what's funny too is that this person, it's also like they kind of encourage this second person that's represented with the Empress to push the third person, the first person, the Moon. It's like they push each other to push each other. It's so weird. It's like this crazy little, almost like gossipy ring of people. The Moon pushes the High Priestess. The High Priestess pushes the Empress. The Empress pushes the Moon. Just, it's a vicious cycle. I don't know where you fit into this, but it's a very interesting dynamic. What's really funny is they work really well together. Even though I was telling you the bad things about all of them, they all have good things too. Whereas the Moon is always going to point out what everybody else is feeling. The Empress is going to be the leader, even if it gets y'all in trouble. And then the High Priestess is always going to be the word of, going to be the parent, I guess, for lack of better thing. They're going to be the parent. So this works really well, but the problem is, I don't know why these 3 people are coming up. It's really funny because these cards over here talk about a dualistic situation. So I have a feeling that these 3 people, whichever one you are represented with, there is a situation coming up that is really, really a double-edged sword. Because you have the 5 of Cups and the Star. This is a double-edged sword. In that, whatever the situation is going on right now, it's causing these 3 people to drift. Well, not drift. Like, they're slamming doors on each other. There's no drifting here. So I don't know if there's a big fight going on between these 3 or what. But they are really alienating each other. Stabbing each other in the back. Whatever it is they need to do. Like, it's getting really, really bad. Okay? So here's the thing that you want to be careful with. Whichever one of these that you are represented here, or if you are just someone that's trying to mediate this situation, be really careful and don't get involved too much. Don't say too much. The situation will right itself. The situation will right itself, and you don't really have to do anything about it. You just need to know that you don't need to get involved. If one of them slams the door, you just open it. Okay? You be the one that just opens the door. Don't Don't let a door stay closed too long in this situation, because this could, like I said, it's a double-edged sword, and it could go really, really bad really quickly, but it will right itself. No matter how bad the situation gets, everything will be okay. It will right itself. But I guess this is almost a tower moment for this group, and it has to happen. But yeah, don't stress, okay? Don't stress too much about it. Whether you are represented in this group or you are the one trying to mediate this, just let them do this. Just you be the one to open the doors back up and know that everything will be okay. Every little thing will be okay. All right, Miss Leslie. Let's see here. Big stop real quick. Oh no. There we go. How are you, Miss Leslie Pooh? No. Hey, Sea Witch, how are you, sugar? How are you doing? Thank you, Miss Jamie. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. How are you feeling now? Oh, minus the vid. Well, good, because I thought you meant like you had gotten it too. All right, Miss Leslie. Well, what you playing with? Okay, so Leslie, let me start by saying this. You're not crazy, okay? You're not crazy. You start off with the Page of Cups, okay? What this whole line talks about is an insane metamorphosis. And I think that right now you're here and you're starting, like you can, you know, when you get on, I'm trying to figure out the right way to say this. When you get on a path and it's like you can't see the whole path, but you can see some really nice little aspects of it, and you already kind of know how the path is going to go. That's where you are. You've stepped onto the path. You already know where you want to go. And I have a feeling this is completely different than any path you've been on before. I promise you're not crazy. I promise, okay? When we step onto a path, we start to feel like we're crazy because we get connected to the things we need to be connected to and completely disconnected to all of the normal things back there. Even though that part of us that had lived in that norm for so long, you have to grieve that part, okay? Grieve letting go of that normal part. But the next card that you have is the Seven of Coins. This is some major abundance. When we kind of step out of the norm and we realize that, thank you, sugar. We realize that the norm was just a game, a trap that we had kept ourselves in, and we can actually just go and step out of it. The universe tends to take care of us, whether you want to call it fate, whether you want it faith, whether you want to call it the universe, manifestation, whatever it is. The universe tends to take care of us when we get on the path that we're supposed to be on. Now, what's interesting is next you have the Two of Cups. when we get on the path that we're supposed to be on, we also start pulling in the people that are supposed to be there. Now, you're going to go through a lot of different phases where you have all these people in your life and then no one. And then all these people and then no one. It happens. It happens. And it hurts. And it's awesome. And it hurts. And it's awesome. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I've gotten used to it at this point. And you will get used to it. But it still hurts. It still hurts when people leave our life and then new people step in. So the only thing I'm going to say about this card right here is not everybody is supposed to go on your whole path with you. They're just not. They can't. They have their own path. You can only take someone as far as they're supposed to go. So trust your gut when it comes to the point that you know you have to let someone go on their own path. You have to let them go. Okay? As you keep walking down this path, I don't know what it is that you are learning and that you're striving for on your path. But again, I'm going to say that you made the right decision, and then I'm proud of you for this, because the last two cards I'm going to show you at the same time because they're fucking fantastic. So you have the Queen of Coins, and then you also have the Magician. Like, I couldn't just get them up there together. You have the Queen of Coins and the Magician. Whatever path you have just stepped onto, and I have a feeling that you've kind of been like weaving around trying to find the path and then probably stumbled across the path on accident, and now you're firmly on the path. This has been kind of a new thing. Whatever path it is you have just stepped onto is to get you to this end game right here, to all the abundance and all the power and all of this, just living your life magically. People will come and go. The universe will always take care of you, and no, you're not crazy. And no, you're not crazy. Okay? I know it's weird to I know it's weird to think of things in that aspect, because when we start getting onto this path, we absolutely feel batshit crazy. All of us feel batshit crazy. Like, I even have times where I'll text Sass and I'll be like, I'm absolutely just batshit at this point. Not even a little bit batshit, like the whole pile. The whole cave is full of batshit. But the good thing about this is, honey, you're going exactly where you're supposed to go. You are exactly on the right path. So whatever decision it is that you just made, whatever path you just stepped on, oh, I love it. You're starting to find classes. Yes. Congratulations. Go learn all the things. You have an interesting outcome to look forward to. Wish I could give you a really, like, here's exactly what it is. But you have a really interesting outcome that you're heading toward. And I'm sorry that people can't accept that. Kind of is what it is. So I'm sorry. Know that we all go through that, and we've all been exactly where you are with having to let go of people. Take as many classes as you can. Read as many books as you can. Audible is great. Just saying. Cleaning your house, listening to an Audible book. Learn everything you can. It will only boost your gifts. It will only boost all of this abundance and so on. And don't ever let anybody tell you that you don't have gifts, or that you have to be born with gifts, or you have to be sort of part of a certain line or whatever. Every single person has all of the clairs. All of you have all of the clairs. Just some are stronger than others. Everybody has one that is always going to be like out there in front, and then you can develop the other ones. So Leslie, don't ever let people tell you that you don't have gifts. Every single person does. You don't have to be born in a certain line or whatever. So yeah, learn all the things. Learn all the things. I want to know You're going to have to come back and tell me what it is that you find is your passion. When you start really delving down the classes and learning, you're going to have to tell me what they are. What you good at. It's almost like, what house did you get sorted into, you know? But not really a house. You're welcome, sugar. And you're not crazy. You're not crazy. You can always come hang out with us. We're all crazy here. Yes, yes, I would love to know. I would love to know. All right, Miss Lisa. I'm just trying to draw one card, and you keep wanting to pull out like 9. Like 9. That's spooky in that house. All right. Ooh, new cards. I love Garbage Pail Kids so much, y'all. All right. Okay, so you start off, Miss Lisa, with the 6 of Cups. Then you have the Hanged Man. Tell me that's not the funniest thing that you've seen. It's been a while. Like, that is the funniest card. Then you have the Emperor. And then you have the 5 of Coins. This one just keeps coming up today. And then you have the Sun. I love this. Look at its little tummy muscles. Okay, I'm sorry. This little 12 pack there. Okay. So, Miss Lisa, let's talk. Let's have a chat. I don't know who this person is that you have in your life right now. They have a very overpowering energy. And it's not in a good way. You have a very... They are really good at this push-pull game. It almost borderlines being an abusive relationship, but isn't quite. They know how to keep it just not over the line. They are very short-tempered. You walk on eggshells around them a lot. But they do this thing with this push and pull where they make you feel amazing, and then they kind of pull it back. It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So right now, with this situation, it's like you're living for the good times with them. And you keep reminding yourself, okay, you know, they're going to come and apologize, or we're going to go do this, or you're living for the good times, and you're sugarcoating the shit that they're doing. And they know this. They know this. The problem is, these bad times are causing a lot of resentment to build up. That resentment is only going to continue to get bigger. That pile is going to continue to get bigger until it starts to fester. It's going to start putting off all the methane and festering until it explodes. What's interesting is there's been a shift in this relationship. Even though this has kind of been the norm, it's shifted lately. And with it shifting, it's like this push-pull has gotten worse. It's gotten worse. I don't know if this is like a significant other, if this is a family member, if this is a boss, whatever this is. You are going to have to make the decision to walk away from this. Because it's only going to continue to get worse. It's only going to continue to get worse. And if you try to step out and be in the limelight, if you try to step out and shine, if you try to step out and be who you are, they are going to explode. I really feel like this is with your job, with money. So, you're going to have to make the decision to step away from this situation. It will always be a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. It will never get better. It will only get worse. So, gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. That's a hard job. That's a hard job. No matter where in a prison you work at, it's a hard job. And I know it's so funny. People are always saying it's so hard to find a job. And then I know a whole bunch of people that are hiring that are like, I can't find a good person to come work for me. And that's been the way forever. It's always that way. People are always talking about how hard it is to find a job. And then business owners are always talking about how they can't ever find people to come work. It's just, it's always the way it is. But honey, you're going to have to make the decision to leave this because you have a really bright future. You have a really intense, amazing energy. And you're going to continue to get taken advantage of here with this push-pull aspect. And whoever this person is that continues to blow up is only going to get worse. And to be honest, you need to get away from it before it continues to get worse. Okay? Because it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better. Okay? You're going to have to make the decision. Do your due diligence. Pay attention. And I guarantee you that you're going to find a much, much, much better job. Very easily. Very, very easily. Okay? I just don't like this person here. I don't know if this is your boss, if this is somebody, I don't know who this is, but they're fixing to cause a huge commotion and you don't want to be anywhere by it. You just need to wash your hands of it. You don't need to be anywhere by it. So I don't know if you can transfer. I don't know. But yeah, be very leery of that person. Okay? Be very, very leery of that person. You have a much brighter future than you're ever going to have there. Just saying what I'm saying. Hey, Salty, how are you, sugar? All right. Miss Donna. You're welcome, sweet pea. How are you? How are you feeling? Aw, thank you, Salty. I started feeling really, really good last night, and so I realized that my hair was getting a little faded. So, because I slept like way too long, I couldn't sleep, so I colored my hair. Got it all fixed up purty. All right. Okay. You start off with the Hermit, Donna. You start off with the Hermit. And then you have the Three of Cups. Then you have the Magician. And then you have two cards that came out together. Okay? So on the top you have the Lovers. And underneath You have the Hierophant. Thank you for that, love. I appreciate it. Now, let's chat about this because I know the situation that you're in right now and what's going on this week and so on and so forth. So you need to take the stance of the Hermit, okay? You need to take the stance of the Hermit. The Hermit is that time when you kind of withdraw from volunteering information, from volunteering a lot of things going around, from putting yourself out and about, if that makes sense, okay? Just kind of keep to yourself. Don't bring a lot of new things on, if that makes sense. Don't bring a lot of new things on. The other thing about the Hermit is this. The Hermit is also all about protection. The Hermit is about protecting you, protecting where you are. And I want you to pay attention to the card down here. See all the spider webs? I know that when I'm here online and when I'm in an event and stuff, I'm very vocal and loud and flamboyant and blah, blah, blah. And I like being that way. Don't think I don't. But I'm a very, very extroverted introvert. I am absolutely a hermit. And I always joke and say that, you know, I'm like Varys on Game of Thrones, and that I have eyes and ears everywhere. Like, I pay attention to every fucking thing. And that's exactly what you need to do. That's exactly what these spider webs represent. Not only are they protection, but this way you know when a little fly lands on it and it gives you the little ding, 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 because you know. So just keep all the feelers out. Put all your protections in place and just kind of be the hermit and just sit back and watch, okay? The next one is this Three of Cups. So let's talk about the Three of Cups. Because if you can pull off this hermit very well, and I know you can, it's going to take some work, but I know you can. The Three of Cups is all about abundance. It's all about having a cup that's overfilled. So the good thing about being a hermit and having eyes and ears everywhere and being able to go, oh, okay, like, I totally see what you're doing over there. I got you. And just kind of keeping a record of it and not responding. You're going to have an abundance of information, an abundance of evidence, an abundance of all the things you need to pull the rabbit out of your hat. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just sit back. Just sit back. You are doing what you're supposed to be doing by being the hermit and by just allowing all of the things to gather up and get all this abundance of information. That is going to be your rabbit in the hat. These are interesting. These right here are interesting. Because they came out together over here. Now, no, I don't think this is a love reading over here or whatever. The Lovers represents a union of something. The Hierophant represents knowledge. Once this situation comes to a head, it's going to bring two different things together. Not only is it going to bring two different things together, but all of this knowledge and all of this stuff back here is going to shift both of these things coming together. Now, I don't know if this is... I don't know if this is the license aspect that you're dealing with. I don't know if this is the case that you're dealing with, but it's going to bring two things together that I don't think right now you think go together. Right now, they're like this, like one's way down here and one's up here. They're like super separated, okay? It's going to bring those things together in a way that you had no idea they could be brought together. And this Hierophant card, you're going to look back and go, oh my God, how did I not see all of this? It's a good thing, okay? It's a good thing. Don't think that it's not. But the thing is, you have to be this. You have to be this. Meaning you can't step on your own spider webs. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? You can't step on your own spider webs. Because if you do, you're going to fuck up the whole web. That makes sense? Just lay all the tracks. Lay all the little sticky traps. And just let them walk into it. And not only are you going to get everything you want, but you're going to get something even better. You're going to get something even better. You have no idea. Just saying what I'm saying. You got this. We'll send all the good vibes your way. Woo, Willow. Throwing cards up my arm. All right. Got you, Miss Willow. Tomorrow at 2. We got you, sweetie. All the good vibes. Thank you, Vegas. I got these at Yellow Horse on the New Mexico Arizona border. There is a wonderful little shop there called Yellow Horse, and the lady in there hand makes these, and they were some of my favorite colors, and so I had to have them. I just want one, man. So I've got Willow, Deborah, Suzanne, Lisa, and Heather. That's like 9. I'm not doing that. Willow, I'm just trying to get one last card. You keep, okay. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's too many, man. I was like, all right, I could even do 2. Thank you. About time, shit. All right, here we go. Here we go. Well, all right then. Apparently, you are a lucky little shit right now, Miss Willow. Excuse me, Willow. Should not make assumptions. All right. Okay. Ready? You start off with the Page of Cups. Then you have the Sun. Then you have the Empress. You cannot make this shit up. Then you have the Fool. And then, I shit you not, you have the Magician. Willow, 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 Willow. What the hell? Whatever it is that you have done, whatever manifestation you have put in place, whatever candle work you did, whatever it is that you did as a road opener, a blockbuster, love, not only did it work, but it worked so phenomenally. I think that you're going to blow your own mind at the power that you hold. You have been filling your own cup for too long. And in filling your own cup for so long, it's like you were just recycling the same energy over and over and over. Okay? Whatever this blockbuster, this road opener, whatever it is you did, whatever you asked the universe for, whatever step you took forward, it's like you shone a light on all of this amazing, crazy, phenomenal energy that has always been around you. You just finally learned to harness it. You're right here in this reading right now. You're at this phase. You're at the Sun right now, okay? You just finally realize, oh my God, I literally can harness all this energy. I don't have to keep on using the same energy over and over and over and over, because eventually that energy has to be cleaned. It has to be run through something else beside the same cup over and over and over. Now, where you go from here has ups and downs. You've got to learn how to take this energy and utilize it correctly. Because when you step into a path of being able to harness and use all of this other energy around you, it gets super overwhelming. It's like, I don't want to say being on a roller coaster, but it's one of those rides where it's like all the way up or all the way down, until you learn how to harness everything correctly. And let me say this too. Even when you learn how to harness it correctly, you're still going to have all the way up and all the way down. It just is. You're still going to have these crazy ups and these crazy downs. You're on this upswing right now where you're going to be hitting this, Empress phase. You're going to be on top of the world, just running the show, all of the energy, pulling everything in, but here's the warning, you're going to have to pay attention and be careful. I don't know, Willow, I don't know if you're here or not, but I almost feel like this has to do with school, with learning. Sometimes when you start learning, you realize how much you already knew. You start going, oh my God, I know all of this already. And then you feel fantastic because you know all the things already. But the problem is, when we feel like we know all the things, when we feel like we know more than other people, then we start this downslide. And that's where the Fool comes in. So you're going to have to be really, really careful, because when you hit this Empress phase and you start to go, oh, well, shit, I already know all this. I already learned all this. Like, I've been doing this for a while. And then suddenly it's going to bite you in the ass. Not suddenly. It will bite you in the ass. So you're going to have to be really, really careful. Thank you, Vegas Wolf. You're going to have to be really, really careful. When we act like a know-it-all, even if we do know it all, we end up getting bit in the ass. So you have to act humbly when you hit this Empress phase, so you don't have this Fool phase. Everybody has the Fool phase. It just is what it is. But always go back to this sun. Always go back to harnessing this energy, and always go back to utilizing everything the way that a child would. You know how when kids first learn to do something and they're always like, look what I could do, look what I could do, and they're so excited? Have that mentality with it. Have that mentality with it. Because that is what's going to bring you this. That is what's going to bring you this magician aspect. This infinite way of utilizing this energy. Okay? But pay attention when you get to this Empress phase, that you don't let this go to your head too much, or you're going to have this immediately just right after. Okay? You will get your ass handed to you. And I don't want that to happen, because sometimes we get our ass handed to us, then we don't want to go back and fix the things. We just want to like hide and lick our wounds. And that's not what you need to do. I mean, we all need to lick our wounds, but don't hide. Okay? So, when you start learning, you start classes or reading or whatever, and you realize that you already know some of these things, don't let that go to your head too much. Okay? All right. Miss Deborah's next. Hey, Deb, how are you, sugar? Hey, Vegas Wolf, how are you? Nope, that was too many. good. I'm good. Finally. You are so funny, Seth. All right. Deb, you start off with the Queen of Cups. Don't you love that? Sorry, the Queen of Cups. Then you have the Four of Wands. Then you had two that came out together. You have the Wheel of Fortune on top, but then underneath that, you have the Knight of Cups. And I'm not going to show you the end card just yet, especially because now we have the red dot of death. So let's talk about this. I'll show you the last card. It's right here. I'll show you the last card here in a minute. Honey, you're perfect exactly the way you are. You're perfect exactly the way you are. You really are. I know you don't think so. I know that you know, but you don't think so. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? We all know that we're perfect exactly the way we are in any given moment. No matter what you look like, no matter what you do, no matter who you are, there's always going to be something or someone that's going to make you feel like you need to change. You could be at, like 2% body fat, and you could have the perfect hair and the perfect face, and there will still be someone that will call you ugly. There will still be someone that makes fun of how you look. It doesn't matter. You could have an amazing job. You could have everything together, and there will still be something that makes you feel less than. Okay? And I'm not going to say not to stress about it, because we all stress about it. We all stress about it. It's just life. It's just life. We all stress about it. But you've got to get back to playing. You've got to get back to enjoying life. You've got to get back to relaxing, and not relaxing. Literally to having fun. To playing and having fun. Because the problem is, when you can't play and you can't have fun, even if you're relaxing, then all of those things that are making us feel less than about ourselves come to a head. And they start to pull us down. And when they keep pulling us down, then we feel them even worse, and we let them get to us even harder. So take some time and start doing some play. Start doing something that is just stupid. Start doing something that is fun, that maybe it's something you like to do as a kid or whatever. But start doing things that are nothing but fun. Nothing but fun. This is interesting though. These two right here. This is somebody that is in your path right now. This is somebody that's in your life and in your path right now. This Knight of Cups energy here is a complete rogue. This is somebody who has a very intense personality. I would imagine they get on your nerves a little bit, because people that have this kind of personality, they tend to be like all in or they disappear. All in and they disappear. Because they drive themselves nuts. So they have to have constant action. They have to have something going on all the time. They're in your life and kind of rotating around for a reason, because they are the key to help you with this, to help you with this play aspect. They're also in your life for this reason, because with that play aspect, it also puts you in the right place at the right time when you're with this person. This person has an amazing amount of energy around them, and it's like they draw people to them. They literally energetically suck people in a good way. In a good way. Now, people get irritated with them really quickly because their energy is overwhelming, but they pull people in very, very quickly. So, hang out with this person. When they invite you to go do something, go do it. Make plans with them to go do something. Because you hanging out with this person and with their energy, you are always going to be in the right place at the right time. And you need that because of this. You can't make this shit up. Y'all watch me shuffle repeatedly. You can't make this shit up. This is literally the World card. This is literally the World. You can't make this shit up. Accept their invitation to go hang out. Even if you're like, a guy that you've been with for 2 years travels all year, yeah. Accept their invitation to go do something because they are a catalyst to put you where you're supposed to be. And I don't mean like put you on your path or whatever. What I mean is there's something specific, someone, some situation, whatever. There's something specific you're supposed to do. And they are the catalyst for it. So when they invite you to do something, even if you're like, I don't want to do that. Like, that sounds stupid. Why would I do that? Go do it. Go do it. The reason that they keep pushing you to do this with them is because you're supposed to do it with them. You're supposed to do it with them. So, go enjoy it. Go have fun. Have the pirate life. Enjoy the energy. Because like I said, this right place at the right time is going to bring you here. And that is the epitome of all of the knowledge in the world. It's putting you exactly where you're supposed to be. So by putting this off, by putting this energy off and not going with this person, not enjoying them, anything like that, you're going to miss out on this. You've been told he's your person? I would probably agree with that. He's absolutely your person to put you where you're supposed to be. Just saying what I'm saying. So, the next time he invites you to go do something, go do it. Hey, Rebecca, how are you? He's over the top. Hey, Jackie, thank you for subscribing, sweetheart. Miss Suzanne Horn, you ready? Then that's what matters. I always worry that I'm too over the top for some people, but I've decided that the person that thinks I'm over the top, I am obviously not their person. All right, Miss Suzanne. I know I saw that Suzanne popped in and said that she was watching on YouTube as well because TikTok's being a butt. Okay. No, I'm gonna yawn. Woo! All right, Suzanne, you start off with the 9 of Swords. An interesting one. Then you have the Page of Cups. Then you have the 8 of Coins. Then you have the 9 of Cups. And then you have the Queen of Coins. Did you notice that? start off with swords, and then you have cups, coins, cups, coins. Just saying what I'm saying. Just saying what I'm saying. All right, so here's the thing. You kind of have some attacks coming from all angles right now. Not only do you have some attacks coming from all angles right now, but it's causing you to withdraw to the point that it's making you uncomfortable with you. Even though you like your quiet time, there comes a point where we can withdraw too much, and then we feel completely disconnected from everything. Some of these attacks that are coming in, they're not even directed at you. You're just like collateral damage for them. Like they're not even meant for you. But for some reason, you're getting caught up in it. And that's causing you to shy the fuck away from everybody. From everybody. Even people that there hasn't been any issues with. Because the other thing that's going on is it's costing you money. It's costing you a crazy amount of money. Every time you're around these people, every time you're around the situation, and with all of these attacks that just keep on coming everywhere, it is costing you so much damn money that you're kind of like, I cannot do this anymore. So in withdrawing and like pulling away from the situation, it's costing you more money. So it's almost like you're on this vicious cycle. This is probably the last thing that you're going to expect me to say, but you have to quit withdrawing. You have to quit withdrawing. You have to start getting in all the things you used to get into. I'm not saying to get into the drama, and I'm not saying to get into any issues. What I am saying, though, is to get into the things you used to. Whether it is stepping back out and back into some hobbies, taking on projects, whether it is being a part of certain groups at work, whatever it is. You have stopped doing those things because of all of this shit. Because of all the attacks, it's almost like they just continue to happen. So you're just like, you know what? I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to go anywhere because it's just going to continue. And I don't want to do it anymore. The problem is it stopped you from doing things that made you abundant. When you are pulling away from everything, it costs you money. When you are pulling away from everything and not being a part or doing the things that you love to do, it costs you. Not just money, it costs you all kinds of things. So you're going to have to start doing those things again. You're going to have to start being you again. Stop letting these attacks and this situation put you in this little hermit shell, because that's not who you really are. If you will start stepping back out and doing these things again, whether, like I said, whether it's hobbies, whether it's being parts of certain projects, whatever it is, if you will step back out and start doing this, all of that abundance is going to come right back. All of that on top of the world, queen energy and abundance is going to come right back. So, I know it's hard, especially when you have so much shit going on, when you have so many people like just coming at you all the time. It's hard not to hermit. But the hermiting is what's hurting you. Yeah. Exactly. You need to start living your life again and not letting the drama affect it. Because when you stop being you, that's when things cost you. When you are yourself and you do the things that you want to do and the things that make you you, Suzanne, that is when you have all of this energy. So that's when you have that energy. That makes sense? So whatever you stopped doing, just start doing it again. And you know what? If someone has a problem with it, fuck them. Just saying what I'm saying. Tell them your spiritual advisor said that you could. It is absolutely time to get back to you, sugar. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Lisa J. So I have Lisa and then Heather, and then I'm going to go stuff my face because I'm actually hungry. Woo, I'm going to drop half my deck apparently. Not really. And don't forget, guys, shadow work class at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Central. Let me say it that way. All right. All right. Lisa, you ready? Okay. So you have the 5 of Cups. Then you have the Lovers. Then you have the 9 of Cups. Then you have the Fool. And then you have the 9 of Swords. So. Woo! All right. You've got some ghosty activity going on in a relationship right now. You've got like an intense... It's almost like this person loves to give you the cold shoulder. They love to ignore you. They love to use that to prove a point. You're welcome, Miss Suzanne. They love to... They just love to do that. They know that it upsets you. They know that... they know it upsets you. Like they literally do it to push your button. That's the only reason they do it, is to push your button. Because they don't do it to anybody else. But they know that it pushes your button. So when they do it, it's almost like you do whatever you can to make them happy so they'll stop. You do whatever you can to make them happy, and you cave and you give in so they'll stop. And then they're nice again. And then they like overflow everything again. And then you feel like a fool. Because you already know that you shouldn't have given in, but you do. And then everything's good, so you don't think about it until the next time that it's not good. But the problem is, this is literally a cycle. It's a really, really bad cycle. So here's the thing. Got you. Okay. Here's the thing. This cycle is going to continue and perpetuate to the point that you're going to have to make the decision to just not talk to the person. To just not talk to the person, because they are not going to change. They're not going to change. They have learned that they can push your button and that they can get what they want, and that you are going to be the one that takes the blame, and then they can just continue to do it again. you are going to have to be the one that cuts contact with them. You are going to have to be the one that doesn't cave in finally to something that they are trying to use the cold shoulder or the silent treatment to get from you. I'm sorry that you're in this situation, honey. That's a shit situation. I'm glad to see that you said you're separated. I'm glad to see that you said you're separated. Because I don't ever see this changing. So if you just need to know that you made the right decision, you made the right decision. Okay? You made the right decision. If you just need to know that, you know, on down the road he's going to change, he's not. He's not. He always says he's going to change, and he always does, maybe for a few days or a week or whatever, but it's never going to last longer than that. He's always going to slip. You are going to have to be the one that flips the table here. You are going to have to be the one that goes no contact. You are going to have to be the one that stops catering to this bullshit that he does. And just so you know, when you are the one that stops all of this, when it finally becomes apparent that you are not going to be communicating anymore, just know that this is going to get worse. This will get worse, and then we'll stop completely. Also know that once this gets worse, and then once it stops completely, there will be a begging aspect of let's be friends, etc. My advice is going to be not to fall into that friends trap, because this situation will just perpetuate all over again. Okay? And I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. I'm sorry you're going through it. 4 years is a long time. 4 years is a long time. Whatever decision it is that you're about to make here, you need to make it, and you need to stick by it. And like I said, know that all the attacks will get worse as soon as you make the decision. Either way. And then they will just stop. Okay? So if the decision is to go ahead and file for divorce, I would do it. If the decision is to sign the papers, I would do it. But just know that he's going to use that as a catalyst to start all this back up again. And you're going to have to go no communication with it. It's the only thing he's going to understand. So yeah. And I don't see anything about anybody else here. So it's not that there's something, someone, some situation, whatever, that's affecting his decision and why he's being the way he's being. He just is this way. He just is this way. So make the decision and stick by it. And don't backtrack at all. Okay? Is that what you needed? Is that what you needed? You are so welcome, sugar. I'm sorry you're dealing with all that. All right, Miss Heather is my last one. You're going to get a serenade from Doc, apparently. I think he just woke up on the couch. I don't know why he's barking. I just see his head poking out from underneath the blanket, and he's just staring at me. What's up, buddy? He's like that little kid that when his head's out of the blanket because he's been under there so long, his hair's a mess and everything. It's so funny. Heather, you're throwing cards at me. I love him to pieces, and I've missed having him here, but at the same time, while I've been sick, I haven't missed it at all because he's kind of a barky shit. He has a little heater, though, and that's been fantastic. Okay. All right, Miss Heather. Ready? You start off with Temperance. And then you have the Star. Then you have the Queen of Coins. And then the card you threw at me is Strength, and it's sideways. And then you have the 10 of Swords last. Okay. So this situation that you've been it's almost like you've been putting off dealing with it, and you've been trying to take the high road. First of all, let me say this. You are in the right for taking the high road, okay? You are in the right for turning the other cheek and just kind of letting this person do whatever the fuck they're going to do. Because it wouldn't have changed matters at all if you had stooped to their level. I mean, it would have made it worse, obviously, but I know that it's been wearing on you. I know that it's been wearing on you really, really hardcore. It's been wearing on you really hardcore, and it's really been hurting your feelings at the same time. It's almost like you're having to be the one who is taking all the damage, taking all the swords, basically. You're the one taking them all and having to stand there and smile. And you're at the point where you just kind of can't. You just kind of can't anymore. You're literally at the point where you're like, look, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. And the thing is, that is exactly the right decision to make. You can only be the bigger person for so long before you either have to sink to their level or cut the situation off. I'm not advising you to sink to their level. I'm advising you to cut the situation off. Because by taking the high road, the people that needed to see the situation for what it is have done that. There are people that are on their side because they listen to the drama and the gossip and they just want to be a part of it and perpetuate it. So they feel like they're involved. But the people that really needed to know what was going on, the people that really needed to see who was actually at fault here, they have seen that it's the other person. They have seen that you are the strong one and you are the one that has turned the other cheek and so on. Now, when you cut this situation off, when you finally just, I'm done, I am no longer dealing with it, whether it's blocking this person, leaving this relationship, leaving this job, whatever it is, when you finally cut this whole situation off, just know two things are going to happen. Your abundance is going to go through the roof because you no longer have this energy hanging on to you, and you no longer have all of this bullshit. It's like shackles almost. Okay? But at the same time, they are going to absolutely ramp up whatever attacks and bullshit they're going to do. It's not going to be anything worse than what they've already done before. Hey, KP, thank you. It's not going to be anything worse than what they've already done before. In fact, it probably won't even be as bad. It's kind of like a 2-year-old trying to throw a baseball. Like, it's not going to go very far. It's not going to go very far. I know some of you are like, I know some really strong 2-year-olds. Me too. But they can't throw that baseball all the way into the outfield. You're going to have to just absolutely cut this whole situation off. No contact. Nothing. By cutting that last little bit of energy off, your abundance is going to go through the roof. Your abundance is going to go through the roof. Congratulations. I know that that's a hard situation to be in. Then you're going to have to replenish your own strength because it is depleted. It's at a neutral point of depletion right now to where you're just, it's almost like happily exhausted. Does that make sense? When you realize that you have done everything you needed to do and that you have fought the good fight and everything is how it's supposed to be and you're happy with the outcome and you're happy with everything, but at the same time you're exhausted. You're like happily exhausted. So you're going to have to find something to replenish your own strength. And that's going to take time. It's going to take time. So don't push yourself too hard. It's just going to take time. But you absolutely need to go ahead and completely cut that situation off. Completely cut that situation off as much as humanly possible. I don't know if you guys have kids together, but you've got to cut that situation off as absolutely as much as possible. So yeah. Okay. I hope that helped. I hope that was the little thing you needed. Sometimes we don't realize that there's something else that we needed in there. You are so welcome. I absolutely love these cards. I absolutely love these cards. I really do. I really, really do. They're fantastic. They're fantastic. All right, YouTube, thank you for watching over here. I really, really appreciate it. And now this is